So this is as of 17 hours ago. Father calls charges against his son bogus and alleged rape of girl 12 in Overton. So y'all remember, right? The little nigglets who allegedly held some girl down and put rocks in her mouth. I'm gonna just leave it at that because the story is so disgusting. But one of the daddies came out of the woodwork. So we got a daddy that says, "Not my baby."
The court was brief today, but afterwards, emotions were running high with one of the families of the boys being charged as an adult.
It's not true.
That's the mother of 12-year-old Josiah Jones screaming at anyone who would listen after today's court hearing as her son faces charges as an adult in a case involving the rape of a 12-year-old girl.
I don't care if they get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 100 years. Guess what? I'm going to always feel like as a mother, as a woman, I'm going to always feel like it's not enough.
The girl's mother speaking to Local 10 recently saying she just wants justice for her daughter. According to police, the girl was leaving a friend's home when she encountered the boys near a community garden in Overtown. Investigators allege 13-year-old Nelson Nunez raped her, while 12-year-old Josiah Jones and Xavier Tyson.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can read some of this. Oh. This is back in June. This says before June 18, 2025, prior to my arrival, Officer Cal advised me that the witness number 1 was detained on the scene. Arrived on the scene. This is from June, y'all, and conducted an audio recording statement of the victim who stated the following on Wednesday, June 18th at approximately 2200 hours. Hold up. Isn't 2200 hours, Kofa, 10 p.m.? Isn't 2200 hours 10 p.m., y'all? After leaving her friend's house at this address, she saw the defendant, the two co-defendants, and witness number 1 outside in the parking lot area. She stated that the defendant grabbed her and took her to this address. Well, why they leave one address in here and not the other? Well, then I got questions. Thank you for your confirmation. I have questions because she's 12. She's 12.
This is amazing.
So the scene that we saw when we looked at it the other day, it was making it seem like, in my opinion, that this happened in the daytime. Because the video we saw the other day, they showed the park, it was daytime, and they made this seem like it just happened like a week or two ago. This happened back in June. So now we get into details, right? So, gentlemen that have little girls, or if you thought you had a little girl, are you allowing her to walk home at 10 p.m. at night, 12 years old? I mean, where is this at? I don't forget where this is at. But it says, which is described as a community garden. She stated she was screaming while the defendant took her to a couch inside of the garden, and co-defendants followed. Upon arriving to the couch, she stated the co-defendants held her by the arms and legs, preventing her from leaving. Co-defendant number 1 then put rocks in her mouth in an attempt to stop her from screaming. The defendant then removed her clothes and proceeded to do things without her consent in front of the co-defendants. She stated that the incident lasted about 30 minutes as she continuously screamed and was telling them to stop. The witness was present but did not participate in the incident. The victim stated that the defendant finally stopped when they heard her father calling her name, at which point the defendant, the co-defendants, and the witness all ran towards the opposite direction of the sound of the victim's father's voice. While on scene, the defendant returned on a bicycle. The victim identified him by pointing him out to officers. He was detained and transported to the SVU. Mr. Jorge Palacio of the Greenhaven Project provided consent to process the scene of the incident. While on scene, co-defendant number 1 walked out of his apartment, to which the victim pointed him out and identified him. He was detained and transported to the city of Miami. So this is Florida. Okay, so one parent in here said, hell no. 12 years old, 10 p.m. So I don't know. I don't know who anybody live in Florida in this area. Is it low income? I'm gonna just put it that way. Is it a low income area? Because what is going on? So as these details come out, now listen, I don't care. Keep your hands to yourself. You shouldn't be graping nobody. None of that, especially this young. it seems like there's some questions though. This is what's written in here. Back in June, and she leaving to go home at 10, 12 years old, and these ninjas is just standing outside, 12, 13, and 15, if I'm not mistaken. 12, 13, and 15-year-old boys just hanging out outside. But, you know, whatever anybody wants is what they want. It's all good in the hood, and everyone else is supposed to do right by everybody else. I mean, in a perfect world, of course. Shout out to my fave. Good morning, boo. He said, Dre Montavian, a good kid. He ain't do nothing. As always.
Jones and Xavier Tyson, who was 14 at the time, restrained her. Police say Jones put rocks in her mouth to stop her from screaming. All three boys are being charged as adults. The victim says it went on for about 30 minutes, and the boys stopped when they heard her father calling her name. In court today, attorneys for two of the three boys arrested in this case formally entered not guilty pleas, requested jury trials, and invoked discovery requiring prosecutors to turn over all evidence. They also argued their clients, Jones and Nunez, should not be in adult jail.
At this point, you know, you have a 13-year-old kid sitting in jail, and me and I think my co-counsel, the lawyer for the co-defendant, we both will be fighting hard to get our clients out of jail.
As for Jones's father, he tells us the allegations against his son are not true.
A young black man that was visiting Miami and was with the wrong two kids, a 15 and a 14-year-old. My son is 12 years old.
Interesting you should say that, sir. Thank you for being present for your son. So not only was he out at 10 p.m., y'all was visiting. And this is so how is he hanging out with the wrong people if he just visiting? He just happened to find them? Why they out at 10 p.m.? Now, you know, Kofa's sitting up here referencing back in the day for us, you know, maybe they need to bring them back on the TV, on the streaming services. So y'all know you got kids out there that you need to be parenting. And I agree, Mastas, that something sounds sketchy. I agree. Now, what I'm thinking, I'm going to keep to myself because I'm going to show restraint today. But we are going to follow this story. But go ahead, Daddy.
Hard to get our clients out of jail.
As for Jones's father, he tells us the allegations against his son are not true.
A young black man that was visiting Miami and was with the wrong two kids, a 15 and a 14-year-old. My son is 12 years old and has a father that takes care of him.
Oh, well, that's good that he has a father, so that's supposed to make the difference. Well, sir, were you out there with him? Were you monitoring him, who he was with, what was going on, especially if he was visiting? How did he get hung up with these two wrong kids would be the question, sir. Now we want to start invoking, but basically he's saying racism without saying racism. Y'all already know.
In Miami, it was with the wrong two kids, a 15 and a 14-year-old. My son is 12 years old and has a father that takes care of him. These allegations are bogus.
Now, the judge did schedule a status hearing for March 18th. We'll continue to stay on top of this case and update you with any new developments.
Yeah, girl, keep us updated. We watching.